Hey guys, today we are here to talk about Mage class. Now, I know I've done it before, but it's different now. We have recently hit Catacombs 28, which has given us access to, I guess you'd call it the promised land of mage items, which is pretty much the Yeti sword and the Wise dragon armor set. Now, I know it will get a lot better for mage getting level 30. I think it just gets better for Berserker, Mage, Archer, for any of those classes when you get level 30 when you get access to Superior. But right now, this is all I have access to. Gives a decent amount of int, but was it as good as I hoped / other people made it? So if you guys don't know, recently I've been playing the Berserker class and I've been having a great time with it. Just because, the healing is nice, my hits actually do damage, which is something I will get into in a moment. It just felt like a better experience, and I felt like I was dealing with bosses effectively because I wasn't having any issues. It was just a great time all around. So what do I mean by bugs and stuff? Well, if you guys don't know how Mage works, let's just do a quick overview of the class. So first off, you have the passives of the Mage class. Your first one, Mage Staff, all your melee weapon attacks become ranged, which is a really good ability because being ranged as melee sounds great. These attacks deal 141% of their melee damage, and it's increased by my intelligence. Right now I only have 1300 intelligence, so I only get 40% bonus damage, but you can imagine as you get like 3000, 4000, 5000, it gets to a really big number, and it's up to 15 blocks, so you can do a lot of damage from quite a bit of a range. 15 blocks is quite a bit of distance, and also you get cooldown reduction. So the main issue with the Mage Beam is what I've noticed lately is I'll use it and then I'll do a hit of 10, which I thought at first it was just an issue with the Spirit Scepter because it was a flower based weapon, but no, it was happening with the Yeti sword as well. So I'm not sure what kind of bug goes on. I just assume it's something wrong with the range projectile, since I never experienced this problem as Berserker. So it's definitely something to do with how the Mage Beam is coded or something, because there's no reason it should hit 10 unless it's just been deciding to do like a Thunderlord proc is bugging it or something of that sort. I mean, who really knows? But again, that makes it very disappointing. And the lifesteal should be there maybe once you get like using Superior and stuff. As a Mage 28, I feel very disappointed in it. Anyway, beyond that, the other abilities, which are the Guided Sheep, which just ends up happening on your left clicks, free damage, and then the Thunderstorm skill, which is pretty useful for finding and killing those pesky bats you happen to miss, so that's very helpful. So with that quick overview of the class, it just basically covers my disappointment, is what I want to say. Since we already did a Berserker cover the other day, but I quickly just want to bring that up as well, since this is what I want to compare it to. So you have the Berserker Passive, which after you defeat a monster, you get bonus damage, and you heal for 1.5% of the damage dealt. So that is huge, especially for Berserker, right? Because when you do that, when you heal for 1.5% of your damage, you're hitting for millions, right? Hitting for literally millions of HP at a time. You hit 2-3 mil, 1% of that is literally 3,000, 2,000, and most of the time, early on in the dungeon run, you're literally rocking 2, 3, 4, 5k health. So you're getting topped up instantly. This is excluding your, all your other stats, all your other stuff affecting it. So it's just like, okay, so you're already healed, very cool. And also, the other abilities don't really matter, but the main focus is the passive of the Berserker, essentially, is what I want to focus on. Because you have stuff like the Flower of Truth now, which enables you to be ranged as Berserker and get a very similar performance to Mage. And Flower of Truth, you can also click and right click at the same time and do double DPS and stuff that's cool like that. And you don't have to deal with any of the bugs that I mentioned, which make it a very poor experience. So as of right now, I'm definitely going to try out the Mage class a bit more. Now, I do not have access to the Giant Sword yet, which is one of the new items that was added with this floor. With Mage, it's about like a 20-second cooldown, maybe a bit lower than that. It probably is pretty fun to use, but unfortunately, I don't want to buy one. I mean, that's like my main point is I don't want to like spend the excess coins. I probably will end up switching to Berserker if the F7 rewards are mediocre, but going the rate we are going, the current loot that we're slated to get, I hope, from floor 7 should be some mage and some tank items. It should be, since mage hasn't had a new toy since floor 4, so I think it would be really cool for us to be able to get something nice and fresh that would be able to help the mage class. Because Yeti, I think it's cool. It does seem to do a lot of damage, like 1,000,000 damage spell per hit. Perhaps my mana is too low, or my stats are low, or something like that, but the performance I'm getting, it just doesn't feel like it's there. Now, I know I'm missing an ice spray wand, which probably would help a lot, especially on the mini bosses and stuff, considering those are the main things I'm struggling against, since I can probably clear out a room, no issue at all with mage, besides taking some hits. And if there's mini boss, if I had ice spray, it definitely would be going a lot better. But as I said before, I don't want to invest the extra coins to deal with a situation where if I was Berserker, I could just clear it up with my my gear that I already have, instead of being like, all right, I need to go spend 80 billion mil on all these items I don't need that I will be using once. But yeah, the current price of an ice spray is 60 mil. So I mean, it's a good item, mind you, but I don't think it's worth the 60 mil price that's on it. Again, also the other fact is my Yeti sword is missing 3-star or 4 stars, which could be huge, but again, it's only about a 20-25% increase based on my current stats. So again, that's not really the make it or break it kind of thing. And I'm also kind of more so focusing on the left click damage, but the right click damage today is definitely there. If you have the mana pool to sustain it, it will definitely be doing a lot of damage. It's also the skill for it though, I think does need to rework. If anyone's seen the gameplay, or you definitely see it going on the screen at some point, the skill arcs before it hits the ground, it goes up and then down. So it is pretty hard to hit in a situation, especially when it's something like a shadow assassin or just a really fast mob chasing after you. But yeah, it's just kind of my complaint. So I think I'm probably gonna end up switching back to Berserker for anyone's that interested in my thoughts on that stuff. Unless Mage gets some really nice item, for 7 that makes it up, because Precursor Eye is lame from what I've heard from multiple people that it's not that good. So again, that's already an item that's not really something that Mage should go for, which is lame. So right now we're just I am kind of banking on hoping F7 is does good for Mage, but knowing them, it'll be all right, so floor 7 new Mage armor, but it's locked behind the bedrock chest or something silly like that. So yeah, well, on that note, I hope you guys enjoyed my little complaint session on Mage. I mean, at the end of the day, it's up to you whichever class you want to play. Don't let me tell you shouldn't play this, you shouldn't play that. Play what you enjoy. But I enjoyed Berserker lately, and it's definitely a lot more safe for me and more fun, I guess, to survive in my dungeon runs and not just randomly get one shot because I squishy and don't heal or anything. But those are just my thoughts, and I'd rather just benefit my Skyblock profile as a whole, working towards melee damage than working towards a build that boosts my intelligence. So anyway, thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, maybe leave a sub and like the video, and also comment below what you want to see next. I do got 1 or 2 videos planned right now, but those are kind of not sure when they're coming. But anyway, take care guys, bye.